Welcome to CrossYoga. My name is Ria. I'm going to guide you through a flow class with a lot of focus on using the senses. And I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to read or share with you a story from the Old Testament, an odd one that might help us see things in a different perspective. And that's also why I want to incorporate uses of senses. And actually, we're going to do a little bit of yoga with our eyes closed. So let's take a seat and let's begin this class. So the seat that you're in is whatever makes sense in your body. So it can be like, I am seated or something else, maybe on a block or a bolster or blanket, whatever you have. And then you can close your eyes. Make sure the spine is somewhat tall. Just a little bit of breathing to focus and calm the mind. I'll read the story and then we'll be moving and finishing with a little bit of stretching and a short pause and meditation at the end. Now, if you feel a little bit anxious or stressed, maybe it takes a little bit longer for you to calm your breath. So just be patient with yourself. But if you're ready, you might take a deep sip of inhale, air in, and just hold your breath for a little bit. Exhale through the mouth. Take 1 or 2 normal breaths and then repeat that inhale again. Filling the lungs with air, hold your breath. Release through the mouth. And then try to breathe more calmly and deeply after this kind of reset of our breath. And then keep your eyes closed as I read. It's a story from the Old Testament, Genesis, the first book in the Bible. So it's not so long after Abraham and all that. And it's a story about Jacob and Esau, sons of Isaac. So these were twin brothers, born just around the same time, but Esau was the firstborn, which meant that he was supposed to inherit all of the belongings of his father. And then the story goes, the boys grew up, and Esau became a skillful hunter, a man of the open country, while Jacob was a quiet man, staying among the tents. Isaac had a taste for wild game, and he loved Esau. But Rebekah, that's the mother, loved Jacob. Already here we are setting up for family drama. Once when Jacob was cooking some stew, Esau came from the open country, famished. He said to Jacob, "Quick, let me have some of that red stew. I'm famished." That's why he's also called Edom. Jacob replied, "First sell me your birthright." "Look, I'm about to die," Esau said. "What good is the birthright to me?" But Jacob said, "Swear to me first." So he swore an oath to him, selling his birthright to Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau some bread and some lentil stew. He ate and drank, and then got up and left. So Esau despised his birthright. So what does this story make you feel? You might be moving a little bit as you sit there. Free postural movements. Now, when I read it, I've read it a couple of times throughout my life. I've always thought of Jacob as a little bit of a not nice brother, right? So his brother comes from the countryside, probably been out for days. He's hungry, and Jacob don't want to give him some food. And to me, that's kind of, he's not that nice. And then he kind of manipulates Esau into selling his birthright. So that can be a perspective of the story, and there's so much more to the story. You can always read it by yourself, but maybe that's the perspective that we need to change a little bit. Either tabletop or downward facing dog. Spread out your fingers, the front of the mat, tuck the toes, lift the hip up, and get some movements going in your hip. Breathe in and out through your nose if possible. And you might use the ujjayi breath, a snoring, exhaling sound like an ocean wave. Let's do a little bit of a sequence here to warm up. Coming to your plank, get down on your knees, maybe somewhat close to your fingers, a little bit closer than you normally would. Bring the left arm up overhead and thread the needle. Shoulder goes down. Lift the arm up again for that spinal twist. Hand down, tuck the toes, lift the knees off, plank, and then down dog. Same thing, other side. Plank, maybe you breathe in, ujjayi breath, exhale, knees down. Inhale your right hand up, exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, right arm up, exhale, hand down. Lift the knees up, inhale, exhale, down dog. A little bit faster maybe. Inhale to plank, exhale, knee down. Left arm, inhale, thread the needle, exhale. Inhale up. Exhale, plant the hand. Knees off, inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Last time, inhale, plank. Exhale, knee down. Inhale, right hand up. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, arm up. Exhale, plant the hand. Plank, inhale. Exhale, down dog. Take a breath in your down dog. Now walk your feet to the top end of the mat and do whatever you like here in your forward fold. So you can shake from side to side, your neck or whatever makes sense. Now, obviously, the text is also about this birthright, this thing that Esau inherited as the firstborn. And another point of the story is that he does not value that. He comes home, of course, he's hungry, which makes sense. But just, so to say, due to hunger, he sells his birthright. And that is not taking value of something that is very, very valuable. So in that extent, find your chair pose. Esau is not a good steward of what is valuable. Standing up, bring your hands down in a big circle behind you. Sit into your squat again, bring your hands to the front. Rising up, bring your hands back, circle this way around to the top. Sit down in your chair. Let's do that with a breath. Inhale, standing, circle your arms. Exhale, chair, lean forward with a straight spine. Inhale, circle your arms. Exhale, chair. Welcome to close your eyes. Inhale. Maybe do it slower. Exhale, sit in your chair. Inhale. Just keep moving. I don't speak anymore. Just move with your breath, this small sequence. After the next chair pose, just find your mountain pose, standing tall. Maybe catch your breath. So how do we handle, if I'm going to translate this into our lives, how do we handle things that are valuable to us? Do we, because we are hungry, or we just feel like we need to have something, do we give up on what is valuable? Do I give up on a marriage because I find somebody else attractive? Do I give up on my faith because it's challenged? Do I give up on people that I love if they somehow don't support me or disappoint me? Do I fight for what is truly valuable to me? To me, these questions become a prayer in my heart to keep fighting for what I believe is truth and valuable. You stay put where you are, but bring your hands up overhead, small micro bend in your knees, and then go for your side bend to your right side, lift up, go for the left. And I try to do this maybe a little bit quicker than we normally do. You might use that breath of fire, I think it's called, but kind of exhale through your nose. As we go to the left, so kind of pounding the air out of the lungs. Four, 3, 2, 1. Fold forward. Bring your right leg to the back. Can I just sequence? We're going to repeat a few times. You might use your block here, but if you can do without, try to do that. So the right leg is back. You lift the left arm up over your head for a twist. So the navel turns towards the thigh. Circle this elevated hand back towards the back leg there, as far as you can go without extending the front leg. And then bring your hands down to the floor. Turn the back foot around warrior 2. So the right foot turns out to the right side, the front leg stays put. Lift up into your warrior 2. And the arms drape out, gaze towards the front hand. Flip the front palm up, lean back, peaceful warrior. Keep everything aligned with the heels. And see if you can extend the front leg. We're going to move into triangle. I advise you to keep the front hand here on the outer edge of the thigh as you lean forward, tucking the pelvis underneath yourself. Either gazing to the side or down towards the floor. Then release. Bring both hands down. We're going to do a vinyasa, which means plank to low plank and all that. Now, if you don't like that, you can definitely just go back to down dog and stay there. But if you're in your plank on toes and knees, slowly lower down, maybe not all the way down. Lift into your cobra or your up dog. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. And down dog. Take a deep breath. With a little bit of a micro bend in the knees, most likely. This time, lift the right leg up and back, and bring the right leg to the top of the mat. We're going to repeat the sequence. So twisting, navel towards the inner thigh, right hand up. Keep the hip heavy for a stretch in the hip here. Circle the arms just 90 degrees, or it must be 180 degrees actually. Half circle. And then when your hand is down, pivot the back foot around, warrior two. Peaceful warrior, front palm lifting up, lean back, keep bending the front leg. Triangle, extend the front leg. Keep the pelvis in. You might take the back hip, just slightly move it forward as you lean forward. Vinyasa, again, hands down, back heel off before you step the front leg back, either down dog or your vinyasa on toes and knees. And your down dog. Try to do this one more time to get really familiar with it, because we're going to close our eyes eventually. Starting, because we did that, with the left leg. So bring the left leg up and back, and then to the front of the mat. Let's use our breath here. Inhale, bring the left arm up. Exhale, circle, half circle around. Prepare your warrior two. Inhale, lifting up, turn the back foot. Exhale, find your warrior two. Palm up, inhale, prepare peaceful warrior. Lean back, exhale. Triangle, extend the front leg, inhale. Lean forward, exhale. Preparing to get down on the mat, take your inhale, plank, exhale, down dog, or down through your arms to plank, low plank. Inhale, cobra or up dog, down dog. Left leg, reach it up, inhale. And bring it to the front, exhale. Right elbow or arm up, inhale. Half circle, exhale. Fingertips down. Prepare warrior two, turn the back foot, inhale, lift up. Exhale, get into your warrior. Inhale, front palm up. Lean back, exhale. Triangle, inhale. Exhale, lean forward. Preparing your vinyasa. Inhale, heel off. Exhale, lower down. I don't need to say down dog the whole time. You know you can go there. Cobra up dog, inhale, down dog. Take a few breaths in down dog, or if you want a pause, you can always come into child's pose, where you get your knees a little bit distant. Now, maybe there is another perspective in the story that we have not considered. I'm thinking, why is Esau coming back famished, hungry, almost about to die, it seems? Was he not prepared for what he went out into? Let's repeat the sequence, but closing our eyes to see if we can find another perspective. See if we can sense our body. Get into your down dog. Close your eyes when you feel like you're kind of in your down dog. With your eyes closed, of course, you don't want to fall here. Don't have to say that. So then you open your eyes, but try to keep your eyes closed. Lift the left leg up, starting there. Bring it back. And then see if you can get the left foot to the front of the mat without opening your eyes. Using your bodily sense, see if you can bring it to the front. We're not using our breath here. Lifting the left arm up, so you're twisting navel towards the inner thigh. We've been here before. Half circle the arm, reach it all the way back. You feel the shoulder girdle. Slow it down. We're not down there yet. Fingers down on the mat. Feel where the floor and the mat is. Turn the back foot around. Before you rise up into Warrior Two, feel if the heels are somewhat aligned or front heel to back arch. All right, then lift up, not too quick. We want to be stable here. Bending the front knee. Keep the arms out. Flip the front palm. Again, going slow. Where's the back thigh there for the back hand for support? Lean back. Keep the front knee bended. How do you feel in the ribs towards the front leg there? Coming back to Warrior Two. Before then, we extend the front leg. Engage the pelvic floor. Again, slowly leaning forward. Taking a hold of the leg, the knee, whatever you can to stabilize yourself. Breathe. And then see if you can picture yourself where the floor is. So slowly release. Where is the floor? Your hands kind of get down there. Take the back heel off. Feel the edges of the mat. Step it back into a plank. Now another really interesting thing as you lower down. Where is the mat? Lower down. Lift into cobra or up dog, or you might be in down dog. Downward facing dog. Engage your ujjayi breath here if it's kind of lost along the way, even though you're not moving with our breath. Right leg, lift it up, extend it up to the back, and taking time, bending the right knee, bringing it under our belly, and then the foot there to the top of the mat. Right hand up towards the sky. Keep it elevated for just a moment. Is it directly stacked on top of the other arm? Then circle the arms around, or the top arm around. Again, slowly. Let the fingers reach down approximately where the front foot is. Turn the back foot around. Get the right distance here in between the feet. Both feet really firmly on the floor. Rise up into Warrior Two. Before you move, try to see if you can sense if the front knee is stacked over the ankle. The back knee is micro-bended. Keep all of that. When your front palm lifts, you move back into peaceful warrior. Back to Warrior Two. Before we then extend the front leg. Lean forward, triangle. Keep grounding the feet down. Keep pushing the pelvis somewhat under yourself for a great alignment. Shoulders away from the ears. Bend the front knee, taking our time to figure out where the floor is with our eyes closed. Back heel off, last Vinyasa. Lower down, cobra up dog. And then you might just come down in your child's pose. You can open your eyes or close your eyes, whatever. How was that? Was it difficult? Fun? Maybe there was a specific posture that was more difficult than the others. And then come into a tabletop pigeon pose, stretching now. Bring the right shin there, point the toe. Now my shin can't be aligned with the short end of the mat, so I'm bending my knee a little bit more. That's why I point my toe. Wiggle the back leg back instead of pulling this front knee forward. If you have a block, you might use it under your elbows. If this is not accessible, maybe come down on your back to do figure 4 on your back. I call reverse tabletop. Relax and breathe. So Jacob with the food, the brother with the food. He might not be as unpolite as one would think, because it wasn't it Esau's responsibility as he's going out hunting to bring stuff with him so he's not famished. You don't go out hunting unprepared. So in that sense, Esau was not just selling his birthright just because he was hungry. He was hungry maybe because he was not prepared. He was not doing his tasks the way that was responsible. And seeing things in this perspective might also mean that he was really not the right person for the task of stewarding his father's wealth when his father was gonna die eventually. Switching legs, so come up on your hands, tuck the back foot. I will avoid putting a lot of pressure on the bended knee. If you have a down dog in you, you might want to go for that one. Switching, opposite leg. And remember, coming down on your back is not bad or anything. It's just being mindful of your body and your knees. So just bringing last perspective here on the question that might incorporate the story into our lives as well. So again, how do we steward the things that we have been given? Maybe we take for granted that somebody will just bring us the food, that life will just be easy, or things will just happen our way. How do I steward? Responsibility is given to me. Coming out, this time you can kind of just roll onto your left hip and bring your legs to the front. And just to release tension, going for a stretch on the hamstrings, so leaning forward with the legs somewhat extended to the front. And then find a comfortable seat. Gonna stretch a little bit into our neck. So if you take your right hand up and put it on here on the side, we can try to do two things instead of just one where we normally stretch. So again, you're not pulling your head down to this side and you're not leaning forward like this. Okay, keep your spine straight. Now try to push your head into your hand to some degree. So you're not pushing your head, you're pushing your head into your hand. Right? You feel maybe some muscles here turn on and relax. Do that one more time. Push your head into your hand, and your hand, of course, resist. Not to, if you feel pain, don't. And then release, and then just go for that stretch, and maybe bring the other hand here behind you. Soften your face. Put your head back. Opposite. So again, almost like you're going into that stretch, not maybe too deep though, and then push your head into your hand, and your hand resists. Maybe just 60% of your max, okay? Don't overdo this. We're not used to this. Relax. One more time. Breathe. Relax, and then go for a stretch. Sit up tall again if you kind of got rid of that tall spine. So this was about maybe seeing things from a different perspective, that maybe Jacob, maybe, we don't know, but maybe Jacob, maybe there was the 20th, 50th time that Esau came back hungry and just took for granted that Jacob had some food for him. We don't know. Maybe Esau was just not responsible hunter, but just did whatever was easy and what was fun. But no matter what, you can release and maybe shake your things out, your head out. You can take a rest on the mat. I'll stay seated today. But whatever, all these questions I have asked, at least in my life, it becomes a prayer of help and of surrendering when I know I have failed. Receiving that forgiveness and that grace that my heart, my soul, my mind so desperately needs also. So as you come down on your mat, again, I'm staying seated today, but you can come down and rest. Maybe you say a prayer or a wish or an intention of being able to steward the responsibilities that you've been given. But also stand strong in the things that you value. To not take things that you value too lightly, selling them up just because you desire something. And I'll finish this class for now. You know that you can stay on the mat, staying and rest a bit more, or pray, whatever you want to do. But from my heart to yours, I wish you God's wisdom and peace in all this. And also just the open mind to see things in a different perspective. Sometimes we need that. Thank you.